Hi everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning from whenever, wherever you're calling in or watching this recording from. Hope we had a good weekend. Because I'm using my own platform, I'm not going to waste time at all. I know that according to research, we have very low attention to details. No, attention to details. No, not attention to detail. Um, um, I don't know the word to call it now. Um, well, most of us don't like watching long videos, especially myself. If it's beyond 20 minutes, I switch off, except it's really something I have to sit down and study. I'm actually watching or reading a book or something. So I'm gonna try and make this as short as 20 minutes or 25 minutes max. So if you can see my screen right now, it's red all throughout this week, and that's good for us. I think somebody dropped a message. Let's see. I think, let me see. Okay, attention span. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you very much, Kay. So, yeah, so some people just like the 5 minutes, 10 minutes videos. We have a lot of things that we're doing. We don't want to spend the whole day watching videos. So I'm going to try and make this as short as possible. You can see the screen right now. It's red everywhere. From Sunday day all the way to um, Saturday, we have news releases everywhere. You know what that means? It means we'll be having a lot of volatility in the market. So good thing. And if you look at it carefully, you will see that there's a number from Tuesday. We have every day from Tuesday, we'll be having USD news. So that means for those of us that are trading Euro USD, GBP USD, USD CAD, we're in for a treat. So from Tuesday down to Friday, USD news, and I have a couple of card news here and there as well. So just be on the lookout. Yep. So straight up to the charts. The one I'm really, really waiting to trade this week is this pair. This is my high probability trade for this week, Swiss franc. USD Swiss franc. Now, weekly, see how it is. I'm following this trend line, expecting it to come back all the way to that trend line, possibly break it and then come all the way down to that 0.95 9540, if that's going to happen, but that's a long way to go anyway. So we still have this one. Now, if you can see clearly, you can see double top forming. A top here and a second top here. So and we already see an engulfing candle. You know how I trade engulfing candle at the top. So if you were to trade this would have been your entry, the engulfing candle, then the pullback, which has already happened, and then market has already dropped all the way from there. So if you took it from that middle here, your tip, I mean, possibly stop loss somewhere around here, then you probably will have already gotten like 70 pips or 80 pips. 70 pips or 80 pips. Sorry, excuse me. Okay, 70 or 80 pips there. So, but now we have two possibilities. Right now, see what is possible. Price can go back. You can see that move. It went up, bounced off that level, then pushed to the upside again, and got to that level that it got to a few months back, and then dropped to that level. Because this is a key level, do not rule out the fact that it may bounce up here and then reject that and then continue. That is possible. Yep. But I'm already in a buy anyway, so I just have my stop loss somewhere around here. So if it takes me out, it's absolutely fine. I'm really waiting for this to break that level. If it breaks this level, then my stop loss somewhere around here, and then my TP, first TP here, second TP, as you can see. Then my double top should just give me a good win in this week. Let me see if I can get an entry here. If I'm knocked out of this in a loss, fantastic, not a problem. I'll probably be looking for a trade from there. Maybe a break, an engulfing candle, bearish engulfing candle or something, then come back and retest and I look for an entry here. And possibly 200 plus pips. So first of all, take my 80 pips here, and then if I see another break there, my trade there. But ultimately, believe this is still coming back down eventually. Or do we know that the fundamental still has a role to play as well? So just be on the lookout. This is my trade for this week, and coupled with the fact that I have a lot of news, USD news releases this week, I'm gonna put a lot of eye on this particular guy right here. And if you can see what's playing out, what might be possible here as well. Yep. If you can see what's possible, it might come here. Yep. And then push up and then continue down to give us that head and shoulder. So that means this would be the head, the journey to the from the neck to the top of the head, and then from there we can pick up our next TP down there. So that's what is possible. But just watch out for that trade. This is what I'm going to be trading this week, coupled with the fact that we're having a number of USD news releases this week. So the next one I'm going to be looking at is the pound, euro pound. Let me see what's there on the upside. Again, okay. Right now is at the bottom. Is that if you look at it, it's really, really clear. That's a very strong level. That 86, 86, 87 is a very strong level. Price has been trying to break it for, since when? 2017. See, it's been trying to break that level, struggling. So let's see what's going to happen. It's coming back down. It had that very strong engulfing candle. This might be a pullback, trying to, happen here. Broke it, and the bulls pushed it back up. Created that engulfing entry for us. So if we're supposed to trade this will have been an entry with what's it called now, with a stop loss somewhere here. But the reason I may not take this at this level if I was trading the weekly, because it's too close to that what's it called now. The reason I may not sell at this level is because it's too close to that key structure level. So I may not take that trade. I would only look for a buy at this level. You understand what I mean? I only look for a buy. Unless, of course, it goes back up, then I'll start looking for a sell. I'd never try to take a sell trade at a key level. Rather look for a buy or sit on my hands. So if this breaks, what is possible is for price to come back to this level here. So if you can drop down to your smaller time frame, the H1, H4, and all of that, you can get an entry, see that rejection. What you can do here is to allow this to break. Allow that level if I'm already in it. So allow that to break and then retest and pick up something around there. Pick up a trade around there to that level, for maximum maybe 100 pips or thereabout. Let me see. Let's see if I take a trade at that level. Okay. Okay, I'm on the that's quite cheap. Oh, okay, it's not so great. For me, I'm going to ignore this one. I'm not going to be selling this guy for now. I'm definitely going to be looking for a buy instead of a sell. Yeah. So that's that trade. If you want to trade this one, wait for that to break and then you can take it up to this place, your scalp it. Consider the fact that's given you this reject. But ultimately, I'm waiting for this to just give me an entry to the upside. I'm waiting to trade the upside instead of that downside. It gives me better opportunity to win this than sell. Although you know how I feel about Euro Euro GBP. So yeah, that's a 300 pip move if it goes back to that top. But I'm not gonna put all my eggs in one basket. This guy's beating me so many times, and I tried to ignore it. Now we're trying to trade this one, Euro JPY, Euro Yen. Again, while we were trying to enter the trade, key level, it was at the key level, and also coinciding with the fact that close to what's it called now, a trend line, 2 channels. So we're trying to take a trade from there down to this level. So if you're not yet in this trade, this is your trade right here. That level, that price got to bounce, got to bounce, got to bounce. So if it breaks that level, that is where your trade will come from. And then you can take it back down. Also bear in mind that it's also possible for price to bounce back up. Don't forget that. And even possible for it to do this and then before finally coming back down. Anything is possible. But if you're not yet here, you want to take this trade on a sell, that is your trade right there. Wait for that level. You see, it's a key level. So you're gonna have to wait for that level to break, and then if it breaks, retest that level, then you can take it back to that trend line, and from there we can start looking for buy back to the upside, depending on what price action says. So that's the euro yen, GBP yen. This is another one of those sales we're looking for as well. Price kind of went back. We're selling here, kind of went back up, and then it's now given us another opportunity to look for another sell. So this is another good trade to look for, sell again. I wouldn't really be looking for a buy on this guy right now because there's really nothing to buy here. Hasn't broken out. It's such a good place to sell. Yep. So if you want to wait for it to come all the way back up here so you can get a good entry, possible, that's still good. Otherwise, if you just want to jump in the market and then keep your stop loss somewhere, let me see how much the stop loss would be. It's a good place to get a trade. Possibly if you want to get your stop loss somewhere around here. It's a lot, to be honest, really. So, but it's a good risk because if you can get a good entry there and then it brings you back down, that's 1,000 plus pips if you can get it at that level. But I assure you, this is a good place for you to start looking for a trade because that's a key level now. It is at the channel, the top of the channel, and at the resistance level. So good place to look for a trade. That's GBP, GPY. Okay, the next one is USD CAD. USD CAD. So sorry guys, I know I'm actually rushing this, but I just need to see if I can cover a lot before the end of before it becomes it goes past my time frame. So this is one we're looking. I was expecting that head and shoulder, inverted head and shoulder to play out. So you see that, but for some reason it didn't play out. So good. It we're selling this at one point, then it went back up. It did this, and then we're looking for that head and shoulder, inverted head and shoulder somewhere here. I think we saw an inverted head and shoulder somewhere. I can't remember, but we were trading that, and then it started coming back down. So yep, this is where it is at the moment. Where is it now? I've lost that. Excuse me. Okay, well, this is where it is at the moment. It's already coming down. Who knows what is possible here right now? Again, is for price to go back up for doing that down move. So if you're not already in this one, don't jump in. So it's possible it goes back all the way back to that top, or it can turn back at this level, previous low, and then continue to the downside. But this really looks like something that is going to keep going down. It wouldn't start to buy until it breaks back into this level retest. You see, that is why I say structure is everything, levels are everything. It just points out where you need to take your trades from. So with those levels, you can always drop down to your smaller time frame to look for trades to scalp. But generally, once you can identify your levels, you're good to go. Yeah, you're good to go. So right now, I can't even jump in this trade right now because that big candle has already started. So if I jump in, I'm taking a very good big risk. But what you can do if you want to, if it doesn't go back, you can always create, remember, another level here. Get another level and wait for price to break that and come back and retest that. That is your entry. So you have two opportunities now: opportunity to take it at this level and opportunity to take it at this level. Yeah, but my best trade level is always when it comes back to where it broke out of. So I will be waiting for that level, possibly sell limit at that level, and then TP here, stop loss somewhere around here. Okay, that's USD CAD. Next we have pound Swiss franc. It would open. Okay, it's dragging. Okay, now we're waiting for this double bottom to play out. Some of us that started this with us were waiting for this double bottom to play out. Come on, I don't know why my system is getting slower. So that Is this is where we are at right now. It hasn't told us it is not going to play out yet. It's still within that what's it called now, consolidation level. So as you can see, it created that we normally we call this flag, but there's another name they call it. I think it's a descending channel or something. So you see, after the descending channel, what happens? Price breaks to the upside, which is what happened here. So I'm expecting price to go back all the way to the top before dropping, but we could just stop moving up and then start coming down. You know, telling us that this is like a double top or something. But this wouldn't be a very valid double top as far as I'm concerned. It's too early to call it that. But anything is possible in market anyway. So this one, I would say I would wait. This is where my sell limit will be. If it's going to come down, this is where my sell limit will be. I'm going to let price come back all the way. I can have one here. I can have another one here, whichever one, and pretty tight stop loss. My first stop loss would be here. This is how I trade sometimes. I have my sell limit here, and I have my sell limit here. So if this one gets taken out, I mean, puts me into the market, my stop loss would be here just in case price pushes back up. Then it will take me out in a very minor loss, and then I will still be in the market, but with a better opportunity to win that. But at the end of the day, if it pushes up, to the upside, it means I'm going to lose those 2 trades. But it's what it is. It's what it is. We always lose. We always win. It's not always the same. It's not always win. It's not always. It's not always win. It's not always lose every time in market. So right now, if you want to trade this, how would I trade this? If to the downside, let me pick up my stuff. To the downside, I would wait for price to break down, go down to the smaller time frame. You can wait for price to break that and come back, take you down there, or you can wait for price to come all the way back down here, levels, remember, and then retest that. You can take it down. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So now that's possible. Or again, this is another level. I didn't even factor that in. That may happen. So you might have to wait for that to break. But because there are too many levels here, I wouldn't even want to really bother about this downside for now. This would be my very best entry. This would be my very best entry, to be honest, really. Let me see if I drop down to the smaller ones, if I can find something good to trade. Because I like Swiss franc. So, come down. The system is really frustrating. Okay. Okay. Now, this is where we're at. I don't know. Let's see. If I have this here, what about this one? Okay. Sorry, guys. I don't know. My system is messing up tonight. Okay, so this might be a good place. Yep. This might be a good place. I would personally, because this is where it's at. Okay, I think I'll probably need to restart this or something. Okay, it's moving now. And I thought it was. Come on. Okay. I'm kind of having even a bit of issue with this thing. Okay. So if I can get that to drop to that level, then that will be my trade right there. Take it down here. Excuse me. Sorry, hold on, please. Okay, I'm not sure why my system is acting up. But anyway, if I can find that that would to break down to that downside, I can take that. Or another thing I can do, I can scalp from here too, let that break, retest that level, take that trade down to this place. That would be my TP. So, but the best place for me to take this trade would be here when it breaks that. Why? Because I needed to break that level it got to before, and then retest that level. I'll take it back to the downside, and then if that keeps breaking, retest, take it back to the downside. Ultimately, but I think my best bias for this would be to trade the upside if that upside happens. Yep, my system has hung again. Sorry guys, it's I think I haven't started it in 3 days. So my best place to enter this trade would be that place I told you about, this place, that level and this level. Let me put a line there. With that level and this level. So first possibly selling me here and selling me here. If I believe it's coming down, but if those two are, get taken out, then it means okay, I'll probably have to start looking for the trade to the upside. So all of that would be my winning to compensate for the two trades that I lost there. Okay, so that's pound Swiss franc, euro Aussie. Remember that inverted that we saw last time? Kind of played out, but then it broke halfway and then it's coming down. Although it hasn't fully failed, it's still on the right shoulder. So I might still look for an opportunity to trade this, but the only place I will be trading this now will not be anywhere around here, unless of course. Hold on, I think I can find something. Let me drop down. Okay, I can find something here. If this comes back to the upside, if I can get this to come back to the upside, then I can look for another trade to continue to the upside. Yep, expect this to come back to the upside, and then I can look for another trade so I can keep buying this. I still believe in this inverter because it looks so juicy. Let's see now. Let me show you again. So you see it as the left shoulder. Oh, come on. Okay, that's the left shoulder, and this is the right shoulder. This was rejected, so possibly it's going to keep going up and then probably give us a TP before coming back to the downside. But if maybe for some reason that doesn't play out, I'm not going to really look for the sell yet on this guy until I probably see a clear breakout to the downside. Okay. This thing's just beginning to annoy me now. Okay. Again, there is no clear indication that this would be a strong, what's it called, a strong move. Still, it's just opening. Anything can happen. It could go back up and then, but if it continues to the downside, just how would you look for the next previous levels? Look for previous levels. Or maybe one. Look for it to break previous levels. And this may be another one. So when those levels are broken, then you can start looking for an opportunity to sell it. But again, always get your entries at key levels, not in the middle of a trade. Like I wouldn't even jump into this trade now, it's too early. Although it's broken that level, but that doesn't mean it's going to, you might say, okay, I think it's going to keep going. I'm going to put a sell limit here, but this market just opened. You may never be so sure. So just have enough information before you can take that trade. Okay. So that's because of this mess that's happening tonight. I might have to possibly really sit down with these charts and send out a lot of charts this week so I can compensate for this this headache. Okay, GU. Weeks ago we were looking at that higher high, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and that strong level that was not broken. So price went there, dropped, and I believe it's going to go back to that level after breaking that descending channel. So I believe it's going to keep going back up and possibly test that level again before coming back down and giving us a double top or something. That's what I believe. But before then, you might actually see it drop to that 1.29 to 30. Might see it drop to that level before the continuation. But even though it doesn't happen, what we're really looking to trade is that you know that level. This is where we're just really looking for a trade to occur, and then we can trade it back to the downside. That is my bias for GU, and I'm standing by it. So NZD, AUD, NZD. I think I'm just going to look at one more, two more, then close it for tonight. It's beginning to annoy me. Okay. All right, guys, I have to cut this short. It's not responding. It's not responding. If I have to do this again in the on Monday, I'll probably just have to do that and send it out. Or maybe I'll call a meeting and then we can have it again together, whatever happens. All right, guys. I would see you on the other side. Let me just stop this recording. It's not gonna work for me tonight.